Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are today. This is Samson Li coming to you from Los Angeles, California. I'm very excited to be here today to share with you Empowerment Tuesday. So today we have a very special guest. Many of you know her. I have worked with her since 2006 and traveled the world and watched her make millions. So please give it up for our own Kim Hui. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Oh, hi, Samson. How are you?
I'm good. Where on earth are you today?
Well, you see all the red rocks. Walla, 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 walla,
Well,
walla.
there you go. Oh my God. One thing is that look, when you can achieve that level of freedom, wow, you can go anywhere and be anywhere, do anything wherever you want to, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Absolutely. What a
Look
blessing.
at that scenery. Wow, I wish I was there.
Welcome anytime, my dear.
Yeah, well, okay, soon. Well, today, we broadcast the idea of how to expand, right? Your journey, which
Mm,
is very important. I think I remember first meeting you in 2005.
mm.
Heard you, in a presentation, did not join, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how much money we make, how much success we are, right? The people don't join for whatever reason, because I didn't get it at the time. How can you make a lot of money with just a few products?
Mm.
Because I came from the furniture background where you need a whole store of inventory, okay? And then, but in 2006, through somebody else, I start working with you, and saw you just sharp as a knife. I like to say now, sharp as a sushi knife, because those knives are pretty sharp.
No,
Uh,
knife, it's a whip.
yeah, right. And you
Yeah.
still are, even more than back then. But I saw that passion in you to just help the average person succeed, because you've been through it all.
Mm.
So and it is a journey, how to expand that journey to success. Well, that's why we're here.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So we sent out a little notice, asking for people to submit some questions, and it's very interesting, where people are in the business.
Mm.
And I think maybe today, I think you agree, we can share the business, this journey on, from the very beginning to maybe mid to even a high level, so people get a good glimpse of, how you did it, especially building a multi-billion-dollar business. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, Samson, you're too humble. I mean, we were together part of that journey, and you were instrumental in building truly a dynasty, something that spread all over the world. So don't be too humble about that, Samson. We did it together, and you're as much a legend in this space as anybody would be. So let's get started. I love it, and I think a lot of times, because this company or this space is so new, we're making an impact to people that were outside of this industry, especially with all that's happening in society right now. There are more and more people that are looking at this space, at this industry, and they don't quite grasp how do they begin? How do they go about doing that? Maybe Samson, you can, maybe throw some questions out, and let's together answer their question, and maybe through our sharing of our experiences and answering those questions, it would help expand their awareness of what it is and how to go about doing that. How's that?
Yeah, I think that's great. Okay, so one of the first questions that people have is, when they first get started, well, how to talk to people. But I would think that there's kind of two groups of people, right? Maybe the people, warm market, the people that maybe that's in your phone, that them by name, they know you by name, right? And there's a certain level of trust. And then there's also strangers, right? The people you don't know. And a lot of people, they go after strangers before they even talk to the warm market. Maybe you can comment on that, your experience, and how that worked, because I think it needs to be told. I mean, I just want to say, because this is a very inspiring story of what happened to you when you first started network marketing with the people that you brought to your sponsor. So that's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Well, I think let's go from there. A lot of times when people come into this space, they feel like they have to go and sell things to their friends and to their family. I think when we can manage to look at this business from a whole different perspective, selling versus sharing. Selling is pushing something onto somebody. to buy, to purchase, versus when you found something that it resonates with you, when you found something that you believe in, sharing comes so naturally. Because when we feel like we have to go sell something, there's a natural attendant, a natural human response, and I go, oh my gosh, how am I going to go about selling this to my friends? And so I would let me say this by sharing. Initially, when I got into this industry, I just fell in love with this industry for what it brought to me in my life at that stage of my life. Like I shared with many people in the beginning, when I got involved in this industry, at that time, I just got laid off from corporate America. And so when I got laid off, I was down, I was out, I was disappointed, I was frustrated, and all this feeling, you could possibly put it together in a capsule. That's what I was experiencing. And so when I went to a meeting, I really saw people's eyes had a spark in their eyes. There's a glimpse of hope in people's eyes. And because of that, I said, why couldn't people see what I saw? So I started calling everybody, people that I know, Walmart, people I went to university with, people I used to work together and Northrop at a Fortune 500 company. So I started approaching those people. And, initially, I thought I did poorly. I only invited, I thought I would bring a lot of people to the meeting, but I think I only brought 6 people to the meeting. And of all the 6 people that came to the meeting, I think I shared that story. You know how many signed up? 0. Okay. And so what did I do? I mean, that dampens my spirits a little bit, because I thought, well, why didn't they saw what I saw? And what I saw was an industry, a business platform that gave people hope. And that's what I was looking for. I was down and out in corporate America. I was looking. So a lot of times when people like one time you brought so many people, you shared with so many people and they didn't see it, or maybe some people that saw it and they back out. At that time, that's when people either they break down or they break through. And so at that time, many people would say, oh, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to go to my Walmart. I talked to all my people. There's no more Walmart left. I'm going to go co-market. And so that's when people broke down rather than breaking through. And so when they go co-market, it gets even tougher. A co-market really requires a lot of skill sets. And to me, it requires a lot more thick skin to go pursue. Now, of course, people wanted to go co-market because there's no ego involved. People don't know you. It doesn't care if people say no to you. It's less of an attack to our human ego, right? So going back to this, let me kind of just save time to kind of condense on what it is. When you get involved in this business, you see something that it resonates with you. If you pivot and you shift our mindset from selling to sharing, okay? That's a whole different perspective. Now, on sharing, there's two major types of sharing, right? Sharing of the product and sharing of the opportunity. Sharing of the product is what can help people's wellness, right? But sharing with the opportunity, you need to understand what people are looking for before you can share with the opportunity. Because if you don't know what they're looking for, how are you going to begin to talk about opportunity? So this is what I learned over the years. Before I open my mouth to share with people the opportunity, I got to understand what it is, at what phase of their life, what they're looking for. Some people, I live in a kind of retirement town, okay? So some people are in a retirement mode. If you talk about money, making residual income, they might not have the interest for that. But if you're living in a younger town, people are thriving, people wanted to make ways to make money, then you can talk about opportunity, but you got to find out where they are in their life so you can properly present the business. And to sum it up, I want to say this platform, this business is relationship sharing, relationship marketing, rather than co-market. And so what I mean by that, Samson, is that let's say that if you and I know each other, it is much easier for me to approach you, find out where you are in your life. And then when I know what you are, then I can offer the solution to you. And here's a misnomer most people will say this. And I know we've been working together for so many years, Samson, and I would love to hear you to share your part with the audience. And that is, I got to email a question, and that question says, you know what, Kim, I ran into a physician. I went into a doctor who just gave birth 9 days ago. and I ran into this doctor on Facebook, on social media. How do I go approach this doctor? I haven't even had time to reply. I mean, the point is this. If you go into social media, someone you don't even know, yes, they gave birth 9 days ago. How do you go about approaching them? No, you don't. You got to find out where they are in their life. What is important to them? Maybe the doctor who just gave birth, what's important for her is time for her baby. So we just got to, there's so many different dynamic and aspect on approaching someone. So meeting someone on social media, that's like semi-cold market. So in that scenario, we had to spend time to go from cold market to lukewarm, okay? From lukewarm, then you can ask them what is it they want, then you can approach them that way. Now, so that's what I would suggest. Now, cold market, I mean, Samson, maybe you can tell the story. I told so many stories, I forgot of what that story was. Maybe you can better tell that story. But as far as cold market, look, in the beginning, I approached all my warm market. You know, most of them didn't join. For those who joined, they backed out or they canceled. They didn't do anything. So now at that point, what would I do in my career? What do I want? My want and desire to succeed must be bigger than all the no's and rejection I got. So at that time, what did I do? I went into department store. I was broke. I have no money to go shopping. So I was doing window shopping. You know, I was meeting people. Now, how can I pitch something right then to the salesperson? You don't. You build a relationship. You say, listen, you know what? I love your attitude. You are so outgoing. You must be really successful. You must be the top sale here, right here in the department store. They go, well, no, not really. So, well, you know what? With your attitude, I'm looking, and I just launched a new business, and I am looking for people just like you. I know you cannot talk right here, right now, but what you could do is, if you want, you can give me your email. I will send you some information. We can connect that way. That is part of building relationship. And so I never go approach cold market. I make a cold market lukewarm, get to know them. And then you find out what is it they want, then you can go share the opportunity. I could tell you this. Let's just say that if you truly had burned out your warm market, I don't believe so, but if you truly did, what would you do? I tell you, everyone is a potential prospect. Everybody. Who do you know want to be healthier? Who do you know want to change your life? So these are kind of things, but I know, sometimes we as humans, sometimes we had to hear this repeatedly so many times to get this in our head. I mean, I live in a very small town right now, I look at it. There are so many, if I was in a recruiting mode, in a building mode, I could tell you, everyone is a prospect, waiter, waitresses, contractors, vendors, anybody you run into, but instead of just pitching, hey, you guys, you got to do three, Mr. Three, you got to do three. They have no idea what three is. What are you going to do? But you got to find out what they want. Get to know them, what are the hot buttons are, then you provide a solution. So anyway, Samson, you go take it over from there.
Wow, a lot of good points. A lot of good points, Kim. So because I was just going to say, like, there's so many people, they feel like they have no more warm market. But you know what? Through your talking, I'm like, yeah, they're only feeling like they don't have any more warm market. And I remember, you telling me when I was just starting to get a little bit traction, boom, when I first started in the industry, right away, I would say within the first probably 2 months, first month, I sponsored 20 people, right? But then none of them working. Is that typical or what, right? But I guess, back then when I think about it, yeah, because I'm somebody who can talk, right? Because I was in real estate before, even starting college, mortgages, and then had my furniture business. I know how to talk. I'm an auctioneer. I know how to talk fast. But then they could not talk like me. And that was the thing. At that time, I can sponsor people, but then at the end, they never do anything. Actually, I find that's a lot of issue with the people, but I think that's very common, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. How did you overcome that, Samson?
Well, let me see.
I remember you were good at sponsoring people, but getting them to duplicate, getting them to the interaction, it truly is an art. Maybe you can share with people, how did you overcome that, Samson?
Well, how I overcame it was number one, you told me go sponsor another 20. I'm like, okay, so who do I go talk to, right? But to be honest, at that time, I had stopped all my auction business to do to be in the industry full time. So
that was bravery, by the way, Samson. I mean, look, that was how you make a living as an auctioneer, right? So, and you weren't making a lot of money. You just beginning out, trying out. But for you to walk away from your auctioneer thing to go full-time, what was it in your mind? Why did you do that?
Well, I think, I was very fortunate, Kim, not like a lot of other people, because I was next to you and I saw you help people become millionaires. It's not that I didn't want it, but I didn't get it yet. I didn't have that conviction, right? But I saw you traveling all over the world. Okay, so what's going on here, right? All I can see is the local meeting. Then everybody disappears. So how to make money, right? Just by sponsoring a few people. So I didn't quite get it. But then I realized this is the ultimate referral business, right?
Yep.
So I thought, you know what? If Kim can help other people become millionaires, I'm sure she can help me. But then, so I figure, you know what? I'm going to jump in full time. I'm going to get it done this time. I'm not going to miss my second chance. That's what it was, because there's no guarantee of success. There's only guarantee of opportunity.
Yeah.
But I knew
possibility
that possibility. Yeah.
Let's pivot a little bit, Samson. Like, let's say, for example, when the 20 people didn't work, you sponsored, it didn't work. When I asked you go get 20 people, go sponsor, go sponsor 20 people, go enroll another 20 people. I want to know, did that change your business, number one? And what is your takeaway from by enrolling the process of going to a second phase of enrolling another 20 people? What was your takeaway? Well, first, how did you do it? What was your takeaway? And what result did you get out of that?
Yeah. Okay. So what happened, what you said actually a few minutes ago is correct. It's either when you come to a roadblock, it's either going to break you or break through, right? You're going to break through. So at that time, close to where we live in Diamond Bar, there's this hill, right? So, and on this hill, actually, I can see the valley, a large part of the valley. And so, you know what? There's a lot of people down there, a lot. There's people everywhere. It's just that I don't know them, right? Or I haven't talked to them yet, because I thought I had ran out of my list, because at the time I didn't have that money, right? I don't have my rich friends anymore. I just, just a few people. So that was one breakthrough. I said, you know what? I just got to put myself in front of people. That's the bottom line. Because I was thinking to myself, okay, how can I make money? Well, either I have to talk to somebody, and then I have to share the opportunity or the product. I have to put myself in front of somebody. So when there's a will, there's a way. So then my second motivation was, well, since I'm doing this full time, I need $1,500 to $2,000 to survive. So it was
at that time. Now you need a lot.
Yeah, and literally, well, yeah, now I need a lot more. But the more you have,
you have a lot more.
You have, right? No, but you have a lot more. But you know what? That was the time. I think I just thought of the most simple way, the goal setting. I said, I need to make money every day. So that's my number one goal. Number two goal was I need to cycle every day. And automatically, these two very short-term daily goals, it worked perfectly into how we build a plan, right? Because the only way you make money every day is by either you go share with somebody or you help somebody, share with somebody and they buy product. That's the only way. And the same thing with cycling. Right? I'm thinking, okay, who's working, right? I'm calling them, hey, so do you have anybody? Hey, do you have anybody today? And I'm busy the next few days, but we need to set some appointments. So that's kind of how I broke through. But I just need to go talk to people, get myself in front of people. So I just went out to the local Kiwanis Club, Lions Club, Rotary Club, Chamber of Commerce, whatever. I just went out.
Dating service. I remember.
Well, that's a different issue, right? That was weird. But yeah, that was so funny. Okay. But whatever.
You're not going to go there today.
Match.com, it worked. Okay. But no, it didn't quite like that. I said, you know what, though? It did happen like that. And there was a couple, at the time I was single, right? So there's a couple of ladies, hey, so we want to meet up. So we talk, and then, so they asked me. So I, of course, what do you do? What do you do? Well, yeah. Oh, well, if you want to see what I do, you know what? I'm going to my meeting at 7 p.m. tomorrow. If you want to see what I do, you can come.
Yeah, and they're decked out for dates. But anyway.
Oh, yes, in a suit and tie, right? Oh,
okay,
man, that was
so Samson, moving on. I think really, through that, let me ask you, when you went for your second batch of 20 people, did anything change in your business?
Well, I was more persistent. It's very important. And then I plugged them into the system, the local meetings, and right away, as soon as possible. And I learned to promote. So you know what I found out? So the big difference was, there's a meeting. So what? There's a meeting, right? But it's more important to promote the value of the meeting, what they're going to get out of it. So many times they say, if you ever want to succeed, if there's one thing you can learn from somebody, it's worth it, right? Of course, right? So, hey, there's this lady, she's going to be at the meeting. She's a multimillionaire and she's a master. She's like the Tony Robbins, okay? Except the female version, okay? And she's helped many people become millionaires. You have to at least meet her. Is it worth an hour? Of course it is, right? If it's just one thing that can turn your life around or make you open your mind to the possibilities. That's how I promoted you. So, and I say, you know what? I'll pick you up. So I become taxi driver. I just pick you up. We'll go together. So of course now people get Uber home, okay? But then they relied on me to take them home at that time. But that's actually how I promote. I promoted whatever they want, whatever they needed, because most people, they just want to make money, right? Most people that I know at that time, the working class, right? The working class, that's what they want. So I promote it. It's not only the opportunity, but the person, the value of what they can get out of it. It can help them.
Yep. Yeah.
So
basically, to kind of recap, Samson. So this is so pertinent to most people on the call here today. Those people who want to build and thrive in this business, is that oftentimes, when you bring in your first batch of people, and for lack of better terms, I'm just explaining it that way. When you enroll your first batch of entrepreneur, you have such a high hope that they're going to be the one. They're going to be, we don't know if they're going to be the one.
That's right.
It's like, only they know if they are the one. Now, here's the thing, you cannot want for them to succeed more than they want for themselves. If they want to become successful, you are willing to meet them halfway by bringing this opportunity to them. Okay. They have to meet you halfway, meaning you're willing to support, you're willing to help, you're willing to train, but they must be willing to put energy and time into looking into this, studying this to see if this is for them. And so I think the second part of this is, Samson, I remember when you went to your second batch of enrolling the second batch of 20 people, not only are you mastering your craft in how to present the opportunity, how to pitch the opportunity, but more important, like, you get better at it. You said you get more persistent. I saw, this is many years ago. I saw, number one, you're honing your craft, you're mastering your skills. And you, in that process, by doing so, those little activities, you begin to gain confidence. And more importantly, you begin to know, you know what? I am okay. It is okay. And you begin to plug your people into the meeting. Now, back in those days, we have physical live meetings, and we will eventually, and we are beginning to do that on this world tour, but also how you get your people to start to moving again. The 20 people you enroll, they might not move, but the second batch of people, you learn how to start promoting events.
That's right.
I have shared this with so many people. The product is phenomenal. You don't sell the product. What I got good at is I got it good at promoting speakers. I got it good at promoting events. Because when we get ourselves out of the way, when we plug people that we brought into the business, when we plug them into the system, meaning when we plug them into an environment where they feel empowered, they get educated, they get informed, they gain knowledge, be it product, be it opportunity, be it training, whatever that might be. They plug in, they go, you know what? I could do this. So that's when I saw you pivoting in your business, Samson, is that you begin to, a lot of time people enroll people in the business, they just send links that people don't plug in, because we're all human beings. They still need that human connection, the human touch to say, hey, how you doing with your business? Who have your, what can I do to help? And then you promote the event. Listen, we have this powerful global opportunity calls on Monday or Empowerment Tuesday or Wednesday. So we have to encourage them to, on Mondays, bring on people, to invite guests. So these are kind of different things. And I think ultimately, Samson, by going through the people, what you've gone over is that one thing that prevent a lot of people from achieving their dreams in this platform. And there's something called fear of rejection. We're all human beings. We don't like to be rejected. It's like dating, right? You ask someone to go on a date and they reject you, go, they rejected me, right? Or, whatever that may be. It doesn't matter what it is. People don't like to be rejected. And especially when you talk to your friends, family, you felt rejected. Get over it. Don't. If they reject you, they didn't reject you personally. They just say no to the opportunity. So what? Move on, because when you want something bad enough, when you want something when you wanted to succeed, when your desire to be successful or to achieve your goals is more than other people's opinion, nothing will stop you. Nothing.
Actually, brings to the point, you know what happened? Now I'm telling people, hey, you know what? When you share, look, you got to reject them before they reject you. because actually, you know what I figured out? It's also an interview process, right? Because I thought to myself, look, and I've told many other people that if you were going to be a multimillionaire in this business, who are you going to have next to you? What kind of people are going to be next to you? Those are the people that you're looking for. And then coming to the point of, being more persistent, I realized that I never count on any one person to make me a millionaire.
Absolutely.
And just like what you said, the thought that came to my mind was, I got to want it first. I got to want it more than anybody else first. And then, you know what? Those people, then those people will show up because you realize what you want, the fire that you have, the passion that you have, the belief that you have. And you always said the person with the biggest belief wins.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I changed all that. That was a big change. All those little things. It's the next batch of 20, I had 2 or 3 working, but that 2 or 3 later turned into like hundreds and thousands of people later.
Yep.
And that's all it takes. I mean,
Samson, how many people remember we always talk about you are one person away from explosion.
Yep.
I remember when you make your first million, it was that one spark, wasn't it? One. But how many people do you have to go through to find that one person, Samson?
That's a good question. I think at that time, probably, well, actually, it wasn't even level 1.
No,
it was like level 2, and then it was level 3, and then it was level 4, 5, 6, and level 20. The way down there, I mean, but have to get it going. So it is that it took me probably 50, 60 to get that one serious person. But at the time, I would say, it was pretty steady income already. But those, 2 or 3 people working. And being consistent, going to the events, plugging in, they really grew over and over again. Yep.
Now, we want to remind the audience here, it's not like talking to 50, 60 people. You probably gone through 200 to get 56 people enrolled. And from 56 people enrolled, it's that one, and it's not your personal enrollment. It's people that they brought in. It's people. We're at different stage in our life. People want different things. And you just don't know what's in people's head, right? Between these 2 ears, you just don't know. And so you sponsored 56 people. And from there, one spark, wasn't it? And that one spark is beginning. And I think to kind of like to nip this thing in the bud and to kind of move on this point is this. I mean, Samson, you live in a beautiful home in LA area. What if you have to, Samson, now looking back, okay, you have the blessing of making, multiple 8 digits in this space. Now looking back, what if you have to talk to 2,000 people to live the lifestyle you have? Is it worth it, Samson?
Absolutely, it's worth it. Absolutely. And you know what? Most of the time, you don't have to go through 2,000. You don't have to. But you know what? You know how I'm a very logical person, right? So there's a few things over the years that you mentioned that really encouraged me to keep going. I remember many years ago you said, you know what? The hardest part is making the first $500 consistently. That's actually the hardest part. And when I look back, oh yeah, you know what? That's when you start honing your craft and learning to promote. But with the same activity, if people plug in, it's going to go to 1,000. If you can hit 1,000, you can hit 2,000. If you can hit 2, it'll go to 5. 5 can be 10. If you hit 20, the sky's the limit. And that's what you told me. And look, I don't know if it's true or not, but you know what? I just kept me working. And it just gave me that belief that, because I'm a very logical person in a sense. I used to be more, right?
You are logical. I'm not using you. You are still a very logical person.
But it's very black and white to me because, I use a lot of that to overcome because that's my process, right? I recognize I use the process to overcome the emotion, the fear. Okay, so it would be like, look, if we talk to 10 people, maybe 2 or 3 interested. But if we sit down with 10 people, maybe the average is only 20% that people will sign up and buy product.
Yeah.
But if we leverage the system and edify, I have seen the percentage go up to maybe even 8 out of 10 to sit down for a presentation, sign up.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, and when I saw that, I say, you know what, that is the system. So it's so important. And that's one of the questions that somebody asked, after they get started with the business, where do they find support? How should people work? Because most people don't know, especially if they've never been in the industry. After they get started, like, what do you tell them to do? Because a lot of people, they just don't know.
That's a great question, Samson. Let's go over this with them. So once people get started, they enroll. First thing they gotta do is they gotta take time to learn what's available, right? So either you talk to your upline sponsor, or you plug into what's available in the website. So if you have not, let me share with you what's available. I know that the one of the question that came through in the email was, how do they, like exactly what you said, right? Once the people enroll, how do I plug them in the system? What's available? They don't even know what's available. So this is what's available. There is a YouTube link. We have a channel. What is it called? Spark Kim Hui, right?
Spark. If they search on YouTube, Spark Kim Hui, it'll pop up.
Okay. Now, so we have a channel whereby we archive all these live events that we do every single week. We do 3. Okay, so to make it short, we do 3 live global Zooms a week. Monday is global OPP, meaning it's a global opportunity showcase. Now, so that's Monday, and that is for prospect, for people that are looking for a change, for people that are looking for ways to make more money, or for people who want to learn more about what is this 3 all about. So that's a live opportunity showcase. Now, people say, well, why don't we watch recorded ones? Yes, we have recorded ones. We also have live ones. And the reason we go over the extra length to have people behind the scene lining up speakers, lining up panelists around the world is because there is energetically, there is such a there's such a value in doing live calls, plugging your prospect onto the live call. It just gives a different feel than playing a recorded one, right? So, otherwise we have all this content already built up. So the live opportunity showcase every Monday is for you and your prospect to watch, right? So on Tuesday, like today, it's a Tuesday Empowerment Tuesday, meaning people that you put people through the system. I don't care what language. Let's just say that if you want to showcase this opportunity to an Asian that speaks only Chinese, well, we have those Chinese showcase too. That's live. That's also recorded, right? Or English, plug them into the ones. And on Tuesday, we have training, okay? People look at the information. They like what they saw. They enroll. The next thing is get them plug in on Tuesday trainings. Then they go, okay, now I'm trained on the business side. I want to learn about the product. Well, we have live Wellness Wednesday talk, whereby we have healthcare professionals that will host the events. And we also have live testimonials, people from different parts of the country or maybe different parts of the world that are there to share their story, how the product impact them. Now, obviously, we have all these live ones. We also have recorded ones. And so currently, we have these in English and in Chinese. We have it in Mandarin Chinese and Cantonese Chinese. So literally, you can expand your business, even though you don't speak Chinese. You have friends that speak Chinese, or what people, plug them in the system. So Monday is live opportunity calls, right? Tuesday is empowerment training. Tuesday, Wednesday is product wellness talk, wellness training. So depending on what your prospect wants, maybe your prospect wanted to learn more about product. They only care about wellness. Well, send them a link on that. So that is an overall nutshell of of how to plug people in. Now, we do have, because we cover different topics on Tuesdays. So when people, let's just say that you got people enroll in a business. So what's the next thing I got to send? Well, depending on how you enroll them. If they know nothing about the products, this is what I would recommend. Once you enroll them, either you send them a Dr. Dan 16-minute video, or you send one of the recorded video of the Wellness Wednesday talk. So you can send that to them. And so let's just say that some people just got excited. They don't even know what businesses they got enrolled. They go, okay, now I want to learn more about a business. Explain that to me. So I will then send them the recorded OPP or have them plug into the live OPP. Because of the time difference, we don't have it every day. So let's say today is Tuesday and I want them to watch an OPP talk. Instead of having to wait until next Monday, I'm going to send a recorded one and have them watch it. So that's their homework. Once they enroll, it's not, hey, once you enroll, you're going to be rich. No, once you enroll, you're going to learn your craft. You're going to learn what this business is all about. So as a matter of fact, like yesterday, Holly, Damon, and Alicia, they did a wonderful job along with all the panelists. Send them that. So let's just say that people sign up already. They don't know what it is. I'll say, listen, I'm going to have some homework for you. Watch this recording of an opportunity showcase. That gives them an overview of what the business is, okay? Instead of having you to do the OPP presentation, leverage the tools that we have put in place. Get yourself out of the way. So get the recording opportunity showcase, send it to them. After you watch the video, I want you to let me know so that I can send you a second one to get you orientated about this business opportunity. Then I will send them the second one, which is the NDO, New Distributor Orientation. Okay, they watch that, they go, oh, now I have a business in the system. You know, you and Holly did an amazing job. So you're gonna guide them through what the business is, how to go about doing that. And then, you know, if they already know about a product like Dr. Dan, that's great. Then you're gonna teach them how to jumpstart their business and how to invite friends, plug them in the system. So that's what I would recommend. The biggest challenge I would say that I've learned, some of the pitfalls in this industry is people made themselves the issue. They have to be the one to explain everything. I mean, even now, Samson, as you know, when I enroll people, I'm more than well trained to explain the comp plan one-on-one to everybody, but I don't. You know why? It's about how to leverage our energy, how to utilize our energy. What is energy? Energy is physical vitality. Time is energy. Money is energy, right? So, and how do I leverage that? Instead of wasting energy, I want to maximize my energy. So people want to learn about the comp plan. I will send that recording that Greg Ferraro did. Great job. I say, listen, this is your homework. Now you watch the NDO. I want you to watch the comp plan training. It teaches you how to get your business positioned so you can start earning money. So that's how you plug in. Now, if you don't know, guys, take time to browse through the Spark Kim Hui channel. There's all there, but you learn, you know your prospect best. You know the people you enroll best. You know their personality. You know what make them tick. You know what make them excited. So find the right tools for them. So these are my basic go-tos, okay? First one is a recorded OPP. Pick the personality that you think resonates with them, okay? Either you do a live one or do a recorded one. So that's a business overview, right? Opportunity overview. Then the second one, once they enroll, don't send this to them until they enroll. It's the NDO. It's a new distributor orientation, right? And then on the product side, send Dr. Dan, send some of the wellness talk. I mean, I believe every single one of our wellness talk show is fabulous. And we are so grateful with the team of people that we have that are so dedicated, that commit themselves to do these live hosts and also to have finding testimonials to go and share about how this product can impact their lives. So these are things that I would recommend. And then the comp plan training. And by the way, I know we're a new company. We are working on different tutorials. You know, the back office tutorial, the company is working on that. The company is also working on animated tutorial on the compensation plan, teaching people how to work the compensation plan. You know how when you play a game, you got to understand the rules of the game to win the game. And so the company is putting all these tools together, but in the meantime, as entrepreneurs, we go there and we thrive, and that's what we do. Go ahead, Samson.
Exciting. No, it's perfect. I hope, you know, many of you were taking notes. Because I think, you know, above anything, look, all these videos are good, but you have to go in, be serious enough to achieve your dream, to go in and take notes and learn and watch it over and over and over again. And I think, you know, the last thing I would say is that, look, repetition is the mother of learning. I think, but many times I know there are people replaying your video cam over and over and over and over again. And then maybe a few weeks later, a month later, I meet them, they talk like you.
No, they talk like you, Samson. So you know what, guys, really, this is what I would say. To me, what this platform is about, there's a lot of people right now on this call with us, in their professional arena. Okay. They have plenty of success. They have accomplished plenty, however, they might not have time freedom. True freedom to me is having time and money together, have the time to enjoy their life. How many people do you know that are successful, but that are exhausted? There's a lot of very successful people that are exhausted. They just don't have the time or the space, the mental space to enjoy their success. So they don't have the mental peace and grace and ease to enjoy their space, enjoy their success, because they were distracted by all that's happening with their business. To me, true success is having success and a peace of mind, and not exhausted, to have the vitality to enjoy the success. And so in closing, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk outside. And I want to ask you guys this question. And Samson lives in a beautiful home. Okay. So I'm going to ask this question to you guys. I have never done this before. So here I go. I want to ask this question. What if you have to talk to 1,000 people, 2,000 people, even 3,000 people? What if it took a year, 2 years, 5 years to live the lifestyle like this? To have the ability to buy the house cash? Maybe there's only one of them. I don't know. So to have the opportunity to live a lifestyle like this, is it worth for you? What if during the process, your family said no to you, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your mother, whatever, okay, said no to you? Does it matter? I just don't understand why people don't get it. In a business like that, I have no inventory, I have no employees. I don't have the headache of collection and none of that stuff. I only wish people get more of this. Today I was out doing meeting all day, meeting people all day, connecting, truly connecting to people. That's what this business is all about. So what if they don't do it? If you were able to, through all your meetings, through all your talks, if you're able to make an impact to one person, like a Samson Li, if you're able to make an impact like a Holly DeMond, if you make an impact to Amy Dunlap, if you're able to make an impact to someone in your life, is it worth it? To me, at this point, I choose to do this. This is a project of choice. I want more people to have the blessing to enjoy and truly to have success and the time freedom and the vitality. Not just about thinking about how to live life, but truly to be alive, to enjoy life. This is life. This is, this is not a money thing for me. Look, people often ask, the truest measure of your passion is, if money were not the issue, what would you do? Guys, money is not the issue for me. This is a project of love, passion, and contribution. So I hope you get this. Anytime you get, this is a national forest right here in Sedona. I think that's a sale. But anyway, so there's the Thunder Mountain right there. Thunder Mountain, Walt Disney used to live out there. So anyways, whenever you're down, you're out, just tell yourself, you got this. You're living your life. You want to live a life of purpose. So get alive, stay alive, and go talk to people. And you know what I like to do? I think I'm okay with time. I want to say this one story, and I think that might help people here. And that story is something that I heard a long time ago, and I want to share this. It's a story of a crackpot. Okay, so back in the old days, there's a guy that lived out in a barn, in a farm. Okay, and so every single day, he will carry 2 pots with him, and he will walk down the hills, and he'll walk to the well, and he would scoop down his buckets and get the water. And as he scooped down the water, and he would carry on his shoulder, and he will walk all the way back to his barn. Okay, and by the time he get back, By the time he gets back to his farm, to his ranch, one of the bucket is empty. And so, but regardless, day after day, he would take the same pot down the hills, go to the well, scoop the water, and come back. And finally, one day, the crackpot were very sad. And the crackpot will ask the owner and said, "Sir, why did you take me? As you know, you carry all that water to bale. One produce a lot of water. And the other one, me." And that crackpot said, "The crackpot is cracked. It carried no water for him." He went back up. And so the crackpot says, "Why don't you take another pot?" And the owner said, "Every one of us have a role to play. Every single one of us serve a purpose." And the crackpot says, "What do you mean?" And the owner says, "Have you ever noticed the road that I walked? Have you noticed the side on which you are? There were abundance of flowers. They were blooming. Even though you brought no water back home, but you nourished, you gave birth to all the flowers." So guys, as you work this business, you might be trying hard. You might not be getting anybody involved yet. Don't you give up. We all have our time. And this is a process we learn to overcome, and we'll learn to hone our own skills. For as long as you don't give up, the world's yours. Go out there and tell your story. With that, thank you so much, Samson, for hosting the call, and we appreciate everyone. We look forward to seeing everybody on this series of calls, and hopefully through these sharing, it help expand your experience, your entrepreneurial journey of experiencing this whole thing. And life is about experiencing it in this physical reality right now, right here. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.